he goes.
Nice.
Excellent time.
All right, Black, how you doing?
I'm
Be here as yet.
expecting twists to today, but I'm good.
Oh no. All right. I got you on live stream, man. I got your stream.
All right, let me do one more thing here.
That's what's up.
All right, so we got everyone gathered here. Um, for anybody tuning in, anybody who tunes in the future, you know who I am. I'm Steve. This is Steve's MGT, and I got some very, very special guests here with us today. So I would like the gentleman, starting from the oldest, to go ahead and go ahead and introduce themselves and what they do, and I mean what y'all do in general, what y'all like to talk about.
How you doing, people? I'm Chris, and Bailey. I'm just a general geek, and all since I was a wee child. So basically, I'm into all kinds of nerd things, comic books, comic movies, movies in general, because I was a
Mhm.
communications major, but in movie history. But yeah, and just general hobbies.
Okay.
All right, Black, you want to go?
Oh, sorry about that. I
Are you
was
good?
I was looking at my phone. I'm trying to get myself together. Being that I just got home about 15 minutes ago. Um, yeah, they call me Black, um, aka the Raging Bull X. Uh, and I'm a gamer at heart. Uh, been married almost 7 years, as our title says for our podcast. So my wife. Um, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I don't want to go too far into who I am. We'll be here for days. So, but but uh
All right.
but that's who I am in a nutshell. Love gaming, love entertainment, love. I got a lot of nostalgia for a lot of old movies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that's me.
All
All
right.
right, all right. And I'm Slim. I am one third of the. Told my wife. Well, I told my wife I'm paying bills podcast along with the fellas. Uh, you know, late 40s. I hate to say that, but late 40s.
It is.
I've known all these four of these guys, all three of these guys for years. In one way or the other. Uh, married, and gamer geek extraordinaire. I'm really into superheroes. Y'all probably can't guess what my favorite superhero is, but
I don't think they can see it.
yeah, well, but either way, I'm into the whole geeky nerdy stuff, but I also love comedies and like the fellas, man, nostalgic movies. We're all Gen X and Gen X at heart, man. I love a good Gen X movie. So
Yeah, good. All right. Well, with the introductions out of the way, I do want to mention a few things. One, like I said, really glad you guys are willing to join me doing this. I don't. This is only the second live I've ever done on my channel, other than like a few games I stream. So I might want to, do a little more often. So I really appreciate y'all for working with me. Um, also, I want to just give a shout out to y'all's YouTube channel, your podcast. I told my wife I'm paying bills. If y'all see this in the future, if you're watching now, they have a lot of really interesting content. Go check it out. It should be linked in the description of this video. And for some reason it's not, you can definitely find it. That being said, we got a few things we're going to get into tonight. And we'll try to keep it as brief as possible. It's interesting conversations can go on. But first, and I think this would be a good icebreaker here. Is we wanted to talk about movies that we would take with us if we only had one choice, two choices on a desert island. a deserted island. I got to Slim corrected me on that one. A deserted island. Um, what would you bring if you can only pick two films, but they had to be from the same decade? All right. Because two films might be just too easy. You could pick any two movies, but if you say, hey, the same decade, I should have made it hard and made the same year, but same decade.
That would that would have got me. That would have got me for real.
Man, I'm glad you didn't do that.
So, yeah, we're going to get started with two movies we would take with us on a desert island if that's all we had, and they have to be from the same decade. So, I'll go ahead and start. My two choices are first movie from 1985. It happens to be my favorite all-time movie. I went to the movies to see this. I told a whole story about this on my channel, but the short version is I wanted to go see a movie about a dinosaur. I don't know if y'all remember that movie called Baby, Secret of the Lost Legend, about a dinosaur in the Congo or whatever. So that came out the same weekend as The Last Dragon. All right. And my mother and my sister wanted to go see The Last Dragon. And of course, they took me kicking and screaming to go see The Last Dragon because I wanted to see the dinosaur movie. I was only like 7 years old. So anyway, short version of that story is I left that movie and it was my favorite movie ever since. And I know I've seen it. I can countless times. Me and my sister watched that movie every day one summer in Alaska. So yeah, that is definitely one I'd take for so many reasons, for all the actors and just great performances, great action. Soundtrack is awesome. My second movie would be from '84, which is A Soldier Story. Because that is just a movie I can watch nonstop. And it's acted so well and directed so well. The story's so great. I can just watch, even though once you watch a spoiler movie, like a mystery, you know the ending. It doesn't matter. If the movie's really good, it never matters how many times you've seen it. Like you can watch Clue over and over again. Rest in peace to Tim Curry. But there's just movies you can watch over and over again, and especially a period piece like A Soldier Story, because it takes place during World War II. So the story never takes you out of itself by like you see somebody with like a keypad cell phone or something from like early 2000s or something like that. So yeah, that's another one I can just watch over and over again. I have seen it over and over again. I even used to show it to the kids at my job just because, like, y'all need to watch this movie, and they loved it. So yeah, those are my two picks: '84, Soldier Story; '85, The Last Dragon. We go.
So y'all,
Black, if you want to go next.
I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, real quick though.
You,
I'm gonna let him go, but I want to say this about that movie, right? I've only seen it one time. I've only seen that
Soldier
movie.
Story.
Yeah. I've only seen
Really?
it one time. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
And
Bro,
I was
it's
like,
free on Pluto.
That cast is incredible. God, the
yeah.
cast.
I remember
one of the
I had to look it up again because I remember I saw it on it was on IFC. It was when I saw it because I used to watch a whole bunch of IFC movies and all that. But yeah, man. So now you're gonna make me want to watch it again. So now, especially that I know it's on free on Pluto, I'm gonna catch it. I promise. So go ahead,
Yeah,
Black. I'm
make sure you
sorry,
check that out.
go ahead.
You want me to go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, my two choices are one, The Matrix in 1999.
Okay.
And that's the reason. The reason for that is nobody knew what The Matrix was going to be. The Matrix. When I first saw the preview, I'm like, okay, there's a bunch of guys in sunshades, and you see the martial arts and stuff in the previews, and I'm like, okay, that looks pretty cool. But the story, once you watch the movie and the story and the background and exactly, it made you think. I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw it, I was like, man, we could be in the Matrix right now. Shit, I'm just being honest, man. That's what I thought. We could literally be in the Matrix.
We actually are.
You never know.
Hey,
so that way stuff going right now.
Just saying.
Hey,
exactly.
There's questions.
Especially
there's
the way
questions that you can ask.
right now.
There's questions you can ask.
I'm like, yo, is this?
Yeah, and there's a lot of hidden meaning and depth in that movie that that especially when you know the journey of that the directors took. It's a very personal journey. That
way before its time.
Mhm.
Way before its time. That
Yeah.
movie was something else. You know, really made you think. And the second one I have is Blade, 1998.
Ah,
And
okay.
Nice.
yeah,
This is dope, dope.
and Blade 1998. I remember I saw it on opening weekend. So when I went to see it, I was with my brother, my oldest brother, my middle brother, and a couple friends. I think Will was with us too. Um, and when I say we got to that theater and the line was coming out the door, that's when I knew, okay, yeah, we're about to see something special. You know, and it didn't disappoint. That movie was from start to finish. That movie was awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yep,
Yeah,
that's my two right there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good
I can't
picks,
get
very
mad
good
at either
picks.
one of those choices.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, those are really dope, man. Especially like both stories, man. The stories for both of those were just
Hmm.
excellent, man. And then just
Yeah.
even the acting, Hugo Weaving, he played Smith so well. Like, I
Man,
mean,
Yeah.
trying to tell you, I'm trying to tell you. You know,
imagine
Chris
trying to put somebody
Christopherson,
in that role. Oh my gosh. Oh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Chris
Chris
Christopherson.
Christopherson in Blade
Mhm.
Yeah.
as as Whistler. You know, he played Abraham Whistler. Boy, he is Abraham
Yeah.
Whistler.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And The
So,
Matrix, man, that's one of the only movies. No, that's definitely the only movie me and my wife have been to see 3 times at the theater. We went 3 different times, and it was weird how it happened. Like it was just we ended up going to see that movie 3 times. I mean, it didn't matter.
nah.
It
Yeah,
was
that
just
that,
that
that
good,
movie
man.
that
It
was
was just
awesome.
that
Yeah,
good.
Word, word. That's what's up.
yeah.
Yeah. Very good picks.
Well, Slim, what you got, man?
All right, I'm gonna start with the obvious pick. so, so my obvious first pick, from 2008, The Dark Knight. I had
Okay.
to pick that one because that's a movie that I know I've seen at least 20 times, and
Hmm.
every time I can still enjoy it. Not just because it's a superhero movie, because it's a good crime drama. I mean, when you look at it, the very first moments of that movie, you see the bank robbery scene. That bank robbery scene was just like orchestrated so smoothly, and the way everybody else, everybody had their part, and everybody was taking out everybody else. And it's so wild how that whole came out. Everything came out, and then in the last couple of minutes, the bus just pulled right in line with the rest of the other school buses. That was
Hmm.
perfect. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I agree with Black when it comes to Bale. Because that whole voice thing that really just got on my nerves. But I do like how in that movie, Bale kind of figured it out that, okay, look, I don't like the first hood, so he basically figured it out. What other Batman actors didn't was give me a motorcycle style helmet where I can actually turn my head. I
Turns
love
in that.
that.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah.
little details in that
Mhm.
were excellent about that movie. um
Yeah.
the finding out where where somebody in Wayne Enterprises found out who Batman was. These are questions that people ask every day. How does not no one know about the accountant aspect of it? You know, so
Right. Right. He spent all his money
so
on.
exactly, exactly. So just those little things are why I love The Dark Knight, and I could watch that movie over and over and still not get tired of it. So I know I could take
Yeah.
that with me anywhere. Uh,
Yeah. That's a good one.
yeah, my second movie is amazing, and I love this movie, and to the point where I want to get as many people to sign the DVD cover that I still have, and I should have gotten the DVD cover out, but I don't even know. It's somewhere over there, or it might be downstairs. I don't know where it is at this right moment, but it is Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. I love that movie. I want to say it was, I don't remember what year it was. Basically, when I first got that DVD, I watched that DVD almost every day for a month. I worked night shift at Canon. I would come home, get off from work, see my family off if they were still there, and I would still be awake a little bit. So I just turn on Jay and Silent Bob, watch it while I was eating breakfast, eating whatever, and that would just make me laugh to a point. To this day, it still makes me laugh. I love that one. As a matter of fact, Reboot. I love Reboot. It was almost as funny, but it would never be as funny as Strike Back. And I to this day will still quote lines from that movie because of how funny it was, and just the little things about it. Just it, and it's so vulgar that I don't even think I could quote some of the stuff on there because I don't know. I don't know how what the criteria lives are. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we'll get busted for me saying certain things. You know, but
Yeah, don't worry about
yeah,
it.
but just the different actors that Kevin Smith got to go throughout the whole movie. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Uh, the four ladies. He got his wife. He got Shannon Elizabeth, Elijah Dushku. Ali Lauder. Ali Lauder. And the four girls who are all like just the criminals or whatever. And but through the whole time they were just a band of women going through and robbing stuff, whatever. It was dope. It was hilarious and dope. If you have not seen that movie, please watch it. I guarantee you, if you love like those kind of comedies that are just like kind of just stupid comedies, you will love this.
Yeah.
And I got Jay. I met Jay Muse twice. I met him. No, I think it was 3 times actually. I know for a fact it was definitely twice. I went to one Comic Con and I got him to sign the front of my DVD. And then when I went to San Diego Comic Con, I got uh, another picture with him while I was in costume. And he loved it. He's another one that called it my costume out from across the room. Show enough. So that was actually pretty cool. So and I actually got a signed bag from him and Kevin Smith. But yeah, I got him and I cannot remember Brian O'Halloran to actually sign my DVD. So that was cool. So yeah, those are my two favorite ones.
Nice. All right, Chris, what you got?
Well, I tried my best to go a different route because mine was so obvious. As much as I glow these movies up, on our podcast, but as a matter of fact, I had a couple of runners up, which was like The Two Towers and Return of the King, and then I was debating with The Raid and The Raid 2, but ultimately though I had to be honest with myself and just go with my most obvious picks, which were going to be Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
nice,
okay.
nice.
It's just those movies.
Amazing.
It's just that everything. The artwork is incredible. The tributes to all the different animation styles, how each character has their own, way of movement and flow and art style based on not only where they come from, but I could just even if I were to turn down the volume, which I wouldn't do because that soundtrack is incredible. Not to mention the dialogue in both movies is just fantastic. But oh my goodness, just the art style in and of itself. Those movies are everything that I would have wanted to see as a kid and as an adult. And so yeah, I'm gonna ride hard for those movies, until the end. So.
Yeah, those.
I'm actually shocked that you went that new.
I'm shocked too, but I'm not that shocked because again, like he said, he loves those movies. Black, have you seen them yet? Any of them?
No, I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm telling you.
I know you've been trying to get me to see it, but I'm sorry. I know I'm sorry. I hate Spider-Man. I'm sorry. I do. I like Venom. I like Carnage. I like the bad guys, bro. And it's hard for me to really get into Spider-Man.
You would.
Miles Morales is cool, but you know what? I used to beat up Spider-Man in Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm sorry, just for the hell of it.
Oh man, that was a
good one. But you know what? I'm going to finally watch it one day. That day I can't tell you, but I will watch it
one day.
One day.
Well, I tell you what, I got let's see. You had Matrix and Blade, right? So we're looking at the 90s, and so let me just say, like I already said what I said about the Matrix. Like we went to see that movie a bunch of times. That story was great. Like scientifically, you couldn't really use a human as a battery. Who cares? Right. Death Star ain't real either. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah, there's no sound in space. So, but
right. That being said, like it was something new. it was something totally different for that time, and it was like it was groundbreaking from a special effects standpoint. So it was like not only was it a good movie,
Yep.
great action, it had like revolutionary special effects. And I think of The Matrix, like I think of Terminator 2. It was like Terminator 2 came along and special effects changed after that. Like
That's
everything
right.
had to be better than Terminator 2 or it looked like garbage. So The Matrix was one of those movies that ushered in some garbage too, but like it ushered in, a new level of a new bar for special effects. So that movie is like iconic forever, And then Blade, I think might be the blackest superhero movie ever. Not, more than Black Panther because like
It
when
was
the way Wesley talk in that movie, like when he smacked the
reckless.
cop and
He
he's
reckless.
like,
What did
Yeah.
motherfucker? Are you serious?
yeah, and he said
He reckless with his
he
mouth
was
in
like,
that movie, bro.
Oh,
he was
man.
like, fuck me, no, you fuck this, like, bro, that's Blade is just one of the blackest movies ever, and I don't think it gets
Can't roller
enough
skate
love.
uphill.
Yeah, exactly. I would tell you the kicker, the funniest joint ever on that movie, when when his old girl was like, "Oh, you're robbing them now. You gonna rob me too?" He's like, "Well, how you think they refund this organization? It ain't exactly the Martian Dimes."
Yep.
Word.
That car was
Like
dope as
Chris
hell.
said, yeah, like Chris said though, man, I still use motherfuckers always trying to ice skate up here. I still say that. I say that.
I say that all the time, for real, all the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you can't help but say it. You
Blade was
can't help
tough.
but use it. you
Yeah,
know?
Yeah, that movie, and honestly, had The Matrix not come along, I think Blade kind of set a new bar for like action, like a special effects action movie. But then The Matrix came, along a year later, and it was like, okay,
Yeah,
forgot about it.
I don't know, man. I don't know if we saw the golden age of what movies were, based
Yeah.
on what movies are today. Because I'm not gonna say all movies are trash today, obviously
Yeah.
not. But it's very, very hard to to differentiate, and make something really, really special. Like that Resident Evil that's coming out. See, that's special.
Yeah, that's different.
And that's a bit different. That's a bit different. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, definitely. Chris, now I also want y'all to like when I go through everybody, if y'all want to do the same thing, that's like I want to hear y'all's opinions about everybody else's picks. Slim, Dark Knight, can't be mad at that. I've seen that movie a ton of times. I had that Blu-ray when it first came out. As a superhero film, it was revolutionary because, like you said, it was a crime. If Batman wasn't in it, it was just a great crime story.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like why do you watch Goodfellas? Like, there's not a whole lot of action and whatnot of Goodfellas. It's just a great crime story, so you can't stop watching it. And Goodfellas should have been on my list too. But anyway, you can't. It's like one of those movies that just it's a great movie, and Batman's in it. So it's one of those ones that you can watch over and over again. And I don't know, I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love that movie. But if I had it on an island, man, I'd probably end up snapping it in half after a while. Like,
now, why would that be? Why now?
I don't.
Is it
just because I've seen it so many times when it first came out. I went to the movies, I saw I had the Blu-ray, and it's like it's not a timeless movie to me. It's a great movie, but it's not timeless because it's stuck in 2008. It was like 2008 when it came out, right? So it's to me, it's like indicative of that year. And like that's why I just couldn't watch it over and over again. Some movies I can, it just depends on what they are. Like Trading Places, I don't care that it's 80, 84 or whatever, 83.
right?
But Batman, like, I don't know. Something about I like a more updated version. So if I want to watch a Batman movie over and over again, it needs to be a new one.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
Yeah.
And so in that place, I'm partially there only because I've watched the 66 Batman movie a handful of times, but that's only because of the time period of that. Now, when it comes to the other Batman movies I've seen, 89 Batman, surprisingly, I've watched less than The Dark Knight, but
Yeah.
it still is one of my favorite Batman movies, if not like almost neck and neck with The Dark Knight. The only
Right.
thing that pushes The Dark Knight above 89 is only because of the crime drama aspect of it. And like you said, it's a crime movie with Batman in it. So
Yeah.
if it's a day that I just want to see a crime movie, I can still put that on, and like he does great detective work in there. When he's doing the
Yeah.
thing with the bricks and all that, that was actually really dope. And looking
Yeah.
around and the cash, they have the cash marked and everything like that. All of that gave me cause to say, okay, this is why I love this one even more than 89. But 89 is still up
Right.
there, and I can still and like, so like even with the Dark Knight Returns, right? The Dark Knight
Mhm.
Returns, Batman Returns, I'm sorry. Even
Rises.
with Batman Return, no, I'm talking about Batman Returns,
The first
Keaton's
one. Okay.
second one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
even with Batman Returns, I've watched that less than the other ones as well, because that one is more of a period Batman movie for me, where it's
Mhm.
still it's dated, but it's not too dated. But like
Yeah.
with the whole Christmas aspect and everything like that, I don't watch that one as much. So when I choose those type of movies to watch, I watch them in terms of what do I want to see right now. And that's why I say, as
Yeah.
far as the Dark Knight, I'm concerned with, is when I'm watching the Dark Knight, I can watch it in multiple aspects of saying, okay, this time I want this type of movie, this time I want this type of movie, and
Yeah.
that's how I am able to say, okay, yeah, I definitely can watch that one
The
Yeah.
appeal of those movies for
I
me
feel you.
was though the atmosphere, like
though.
the whole, and especially with Anton first design of that city and the architecture and everything. Man,
Mhm.
I was just, yeah. Though, matter of fact, if I still would have gone with the Spider Verse movies, but if they had been closer together, my two movies probably would have probably been, and probably the only reason I wouldn't have picked Batman '89 and Batman Returns is because I've watched them so much back to back, and I still love watching those. Hell, I've watched Batman '89 within the past month. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but
Yeah.
if they had been closer together, though, I probably would have picked. Well, I still, like I said, I still would have gone with Spider Verse,
Mhm.
but but the Dark Knight and the Batman,
Mhm. I can understand. Yeah.
yeah, I probably would have gone with
Yeah.
those I could
I
still
like. I
watch because
really
I
like.
still to this day
Yeah.
watch the Batman over and over again. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
movie. This is
I
the movie I put
really
on in the
like the
background
Batman.
sometimes a lot.
I have only
Yeah. I
seen
really
that.
like that movie.
I
Yeah,
have only seen that movie like
yeah, that movie was
two,
hard.
maybe three times, but I think it's only been two.
Yeah.
And one is because for that movie, I have to pay attention to it. I can't just put it on and ignore it.
Dude.
But
Right.
also, um, I think it's because of their choice of who the Batman is. No, not who Batman is, because he does a really good Batman. His Bruce Wayne bothers me, and I
I
think
love his
Right.
Bruce Wayne because
that's the main reason.
he's so young and just not Batman yet until the end of the
Right.
movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, but
And I
that's what I'm
think that was the
saying.
whole point. I think that was the whole
Yeah.
point of because he's a young Batman that he still ain't figured it all out.
Yeah, and he's kind of an
Yeah.
ass because he's trying to feel and find
Mm.
himself, and by the time by the time the end of that movie rolls around, he actually does find himself and find that balance. That's the
Yeah,
thing
but
I love
still,
about.
again, I don't think he's a believable Bruce Wayne, and I'm not even talking. I'm not even talking about established Bruce Wayne, Playboy millionaire who's putting on a
Mhm.
facade. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the Bruce Wayne who is in year one, the year one that I've read about Bruce Wayne, and 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 I don't think he came across that way. I think
Yeah.
he had a little bit more to do to come across as that. He was too broody, uh and he wasn't calculating enough for me as Bruce Wayne, because he's in now again, this is me because I read the story, so take this with a grain of salt, mainly because I'm a fan, and I'm not a toxic fan, I promise, but that's actually the
I
title of
can
one
be.
of our episodes. But um no, so it's the Bruce Wayne that I am expecting to see, who's learning and trying, and struggling and trying to. I like to see him making his mistakes, but
Mhm.
I like to see him in the process of figuring it out and learning and And to me, even though he was doing it, I saw that in the movie. It didn't look believable to me. It looked like he was still like, it almost looked like he was too pressed to get his own point across. Like not get his own point across, but pressed to still be in his own way. And that demand, this is my way or the highway type Bruce Wayne is the older Bruce Wayne.
I mean, well, he was that way all the way up until like he didn't want to listen to what anybody had to say up until the end when he realized, like when he judged Selena Kyle, that to me was the point where he snapped and he was like, oh yeah, he was like, I read her completely wrong. And then, and then he kind of, that's when he seemed to realize, yeah, I have to listen more and take all, and take, everything in, is because, and that's when he actually started, kind of figuring more stuff out, even though he still hadn't quite figured out, the big plot twist. But yeah, he was, and they were also going for a more 90s grunge feel as far as the character went. That's why they kept playing that music in the background, that Something in the Way by the Nirvana. They were actually really trying to play up that angle and whatnot. Although I liked how they blurred, like the time periods a bit, where it could have taken place in the 90s or it could have taken place, like in more recent.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. I at first I had an issue with like Robert Pattinson being Batman, and then like I saw the first trailer and I was like, okay, I can get down with it. And after that, man, I didn't care. It's just a good movie to me.
Hey, none of us wanted Michael Keaton either.
I do love his Batman. I do love the way he did Batman. The fight scenes, even if some of it or most of it wasn't him, the fight scenes were great. But still, his detective skills as Batman was great too. That was so believable, and just that kind of broodiness was year one Batman that he had. That was the year one Batman that I recognized. But again, it was just his Bruce Wayne that left something for me. And I have to watch it some more. I have to actually pay attention. I promise I will. But again, right now, yeah.
No, I like the way he gritted on people. I like the way he gritted on the cops. Every time a cop was like, "Man, you messing up. You the one messing up the crime scene." You just look at him.
He was just bucking. Yeah,
he was just bucking.
Whose blood? My blood or yours?
Exactly. Yeah, he was pretty sharp, because at first I was like, "Hey, this is the same guy that played in what's it?
Twilight.
Vampire Wolf, Twilight. Yep,
yeah, Twilight.
Go.
Yeah.
Sorry, not a fan, but I was like, I don't know about him.
Harry Potter too. He was a Harry Potter.
Not my cup of tea. But
was he?
Yeah.
He was in Harry Potter.
He was Cedric Diggory.
Bro, I've never seen. Hold on. Listen. I've seen
finish this sentence.
one Harry Potter movie.
Don't finish this sentence, man. Come on.
No, look, you got to understand, man. Right. Let me tell you why I only seen that one. Because my kids was watching.
Okay.
That was it. I have no interest whatsoever.
But you know what?
Whatsoever in Harry Potter.
Do you know what though? I'm gonna tell y'all honestly. Y'all don't surprise me, only because I know there's a lot of people who I know who said, "Yeah, I haven't seen Harry Potter. I haven't seen Harry Potter." Now, unfortunately, I would say most of it was black people because it's not. I guess it's not a film that's directed towards us, but it to me it's still just it pushes out the imagination to me, and I think it gives me that childhood feeling, and that's why I love it. That's why I'm so excited about this HBO series that's about to come out, dude. I went to
my wife wasn't.
Yeah, okay, so how does your wife watch them, but you haven't?
She's seen all. Was it 9 of them? She's seen all of them.
Yeah. That's wild.
The books are the books. The writer may be a little problematic, but the books are good.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about her. but I mean, honestly, it's like even at Universal, man. Universal, you go into the Harry Potter world, and that just makes you feel like a kid, and it's just it truly is magical. The little things you could do, you got the wand and all that. And I've told the story about my wife, how she wasn't into it. We pressured her into it, and she had like a better starting experience than my daughter and I did. And we were like, man, you ain't even a fan like we are. And now, I mean, she was a fan. She wasn't a fan like we were, but she'll watch that almost like at least once a month. She's watching, but like lately, she'll fall asleep to one of the Harry Potter movies.
And one of the teachers is the guy that played Captain Katanga from Indiana, from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Dang.
Okay.
The brother that was on the
I'd have to think about
pirate ship.
Oh,
Yeah, that, uh-huh.
You said you said one of the teachers. That's where you threw me off. Kinsley
Isn't he a teacher?
Shacklebolt, the
Isn't he a
black
teacher?
dude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, he is an aura.
Oh,
He
okay.
actually, so he's basically a wizard cop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
yes,
don't even know
you're
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I think about
You
it,
lost me. I'm literally
I
trying
never
to.
saw him teach shit.
I've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I'm trying to visualize who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
The black captain,
Yeah.
when he's on this when he's on the ship and he tries to save Marion and he's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, she'll fetch a nice price. That
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. Yep.
Yeah, do you
Yeah.
see him? Yeah, where? There.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Harry Potter had them witches hats that was all crooked and stuff like that. I'm sorry. There's certain things
They
about.
didn't even wear those that often. They only wore them, I
Did-
think.
Yeah, all they had to do was wear them once or twice, and I was like, man,
Yeah, I just never was into it. Now this might shock you, Slim, but your second choice was Jay and Silent Bob. I've never seen that movie.
Man, you know what? That doesn't shock me too much because I've talked about it
Yeah.
and a lot of people haven't seen it. I don't even know how I found it. I don't know if it's because originally I liked Kevin Smith or if that's the movie that got me start liking Kevin Smith.
After Clerks, I was down. Yeah, I watched
So see,
Clerks
I
first
didn't-
because
I
of
don't
all the
think I
buzz
saw-
that was about it, and I loved that one. So I was after that, I was down for anything he did.
I don't think I saw Clerks first. Excuse me. I think it was between that one or Dogma first. One of those two I saw first, and then I saw Clerks after whichever one I saw first, and then I saw the other one. I'm almost want to say it was Dogma first I saw, and it was when I was away at a 2-week training military, and when I was in the military. It was a 2-week training, and somebody had it, and I was watching it. I remember that specifically, but I can't remember if I saw that one or Jay and Silent Bob first. But either way, I saw one of those two first, and then I ended up seeing Clerks. But Steve, you got to see it.
I ain't never seen it.
I'm telling you, if this is one you got to watch it, and you got to do a show on it. Matter of fact, if you do a show on it, I'll promise I will be back for that show because of the craziness of the show. I mean, the movie, the craziness of the movie, the way it starts off. It starts off with little kids cursing. You know what I'm saying? The song is just fuck, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? and they start going like seriously. And when you first see that and you see little kids saying that, you're like, what the hell? But then you show them growing up, and it basically, it's from the beginning. It shows the personality of the two characters, the two main characters, and from that point on, you see through the whole thing. It is like a comic book come to life. It is amazing. It is too funny. A lot of the weird stuff. There's a freaking orangutan in there, a monkey. There's I say the only reason I say a monkey is because like that's the joke through the whole thing.
Yeah,
Everybody
and
calling it monkey.
There's actually a few other
orangutans
inside
are
jokes
not
that
monkeys.
you would get. Yeah, there's actually a few inside jokes that you would get from our childhood. From especially like 70s and 80s childhood, which you'll definitely catch the references there. Especially what's his name? Will Ferrell's name.
Yes. Well, yes. Yeah. Marshall Willenholly.
I have to check it out. I have to check it out because I've never seen like stoner comedies that I've seen like kind of from that era was like Half Baked a million times, but I'd never seen Clerks or Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I know I have to give that a shot.
yeah.
Now
I love it.
Chris, you had the Spider-Verse movies. The first one I loved. The second one I didn't finish watching. I don't even remember why. You know, I live down here in South America, so like whenever I was watching it, I know that me and my wife ended up only watching half of it, and we never went back to it. So that's one I definitely need to check out. But
it goes hard near the end.
Yeah, that first one was so good. Like I feel you on that.
Yeah,
I feel you on that.
Oh, the second half, man, it just spoiler alert, it gets dark.
Yeah, it's and you know what though, it's I loved about the Spider-Verse. I had one of my favorite lines on there. Close to the end, when one of the characters, the main character, is telling Miles Morales, "Look, you got to get in line. This is how things are going." He goes, "Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing." He cooked with that line. That line straight.
Even the way he says it, oh my god!
That's iconic for real.
I'm glad Miles brought it up because I gotta go see it.
Oh man,
I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I played through the PlayStation games, Spider-Man 2, and I had Miles Morales, and then I got Spider-Man 2 that features Miles Morales, and I just think it's a great character. So I'm glad you brought that up because I definitely need to go back and finish that movie.
Yeah,
Steve, you mentioned Spider-Man game. I can tell you, the only Spider-Man game I played was the red cartridge, Maximum Carnage, on the Super NES.
Way back.
And that game, of course, it had Venom in it. You know.
Yeah.
And I hated when they made me switch to Spider-Man. I was like, damn, I gotta play as him.
He's Venom's in 2. Venom's in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, Venom's in the second one, and then the third one was Carnage, right? Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, I think that was the third one.
Yeah.
You talking about what's the game or the movies? You talking about
the game?
The Super Nintendo joint.
Yeah, Super
Nintendo.
It
is on Sega too, I think.
Yeah. It wasn't exclusive, but it was red. The cartridge was red, and I was like, yo, this game.
I played the Nintendo Game Boy versions of Spider-Man games. I don't remember the Super Nintendo one, but I do remember playing the Game Boy ones because that was one of the few cartridges I had. That game was unnecessarily hard. I mean, I still beat it, but it was still unnecessarily hard, man. Like I was just like, man, for some
if you didn't burn it, wasn't hard enough.
Nah, this ain't Ninja Turtles, man.
Yeah,
I just recently went back to Ninja Turtles, by the way, too. But I'm not gonna burn my PSP.
Which one?
The evil game, the one, the
very first one.
The very first one on the NES.
Okay, to hear about that game.
Yeah.
I used to actually like that game. Yeah, I used to like that game, but it was so hard back then. But when 2 came out, that was it.
I thought that game was just dumb. I mean, you literally fall into a manhole where the sewer is. I'm like, they come from the sewers. Why is this hurting me?
I think it's crazy how in that
even
game,
the water parts.
I think it's crazy how in that game you fall like you one of the parts is like first you have to swim through the water to disarm those bombs, right? Tell me why later on in the game you're jumping over water, and if you fall in the water you get taken away, and you don't get hurt or anything like that, but you get taken away. It's like, what? Come on, man.
Those games were made quickly.
They were cashing in.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, they were cashing
pretty much.
Yeah. I still haven't beaten it, but I've gotten further. Recently with the PSP, I've gotten to the military base right now. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
And I'm like,
I want to say I made it to the Technodrome back in the day, but I don't think I ever actually beat that game.
I don't even remember making it to the Technodrome. I might have with the Game Genie. I ain't gonna lie. Like for games like that, I know I use the Game Genie.
I'm one of the very few who has.
Yeah.
I beat it.
Yeah.
And then I burned it.
You burned it.
Yeah.
Did y'all have any, like, before we get to the next topic, did y'all have any tidbits about anybody else's picks or like disagreement or anything?
Oh no, man. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Chris.
I was supposed to say, man, as far as the Matrix went, though, man, just the memories of going to see that just on a whim. And a matter of fact, I just went to see it by myself one afternoon after work, and I was just blown away. And I was just like, oh man, it was the way it ended. I was just like, that was just a perfect movie. I honestly never even needed a sequel to that movie. After with the way that it ended, I was like, okay, I could take this as a standalone. But
it was a hard pick. No, Slim, go ahead. What were you about to say?
Well, I was gonna ask too a question too, but I was gonna say agree with Chris about that, because originally I was gonna pick the Matrix 2. Not originally I was gonna pick it, but in the tidbits to add, I was gonna say the Matrix. Not only was I talking about Hugo Weaving with the cast and all these other people that was a cast, but even who they picked to be Oracle. Like she gave me chills just when she talked, and she gave you that warm hug, just her talking, and like the way she even looked into the camera. That was perfect, man. That movie was perfect.
She was actually a pretty famous actress back in the day. I mean, for in the black community, especially Gloria. What's her name? But
And you know how somebody gonna be a scumbag. When you first see him on camera, I was like, yeah, Cypher is scumbags. He gonna do something scummy.
Oh yeah,
I knew it.
Yeah. He
I
always
know.
plays a snake on
Yes,
TV.
sir,
Like,
he's
Yeah,
good.
all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
He
except the
always
Bad
plays a
Boys.
snake.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
Well, except the Bad Boys
Yeah.
and
I
U.S.
love his
Marshals.
characters.
If you
Yeah.
saw
Yeah.
U.S. Marshals,
Yeah, he was
he
great in
didn't
those
play.
movies.
He's
Yeah.
one of the cops in U.S. Marshals too.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. But my honorable mention, I just want to say this real quick. It was hard between The Matrix and Independence Day
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Oh
because
man,
Independence
another
Day
great
had
speech.
me looking up at the sky.
That's another great
But
speech, though.
it was a hard
Yeah.
it was a hard pick. 'Cause I said one of them was going to be Blade. So between The Matrix and Independence
Right.
Day, and I just
Yeah.
chose The Matrix.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, I can see
That's just
that
a
fight.
great popcorn movie. Like you
Yeah.
you can turn your
Oh, yeah.
brain off. You just have a good time. Yeah,
Yeah.
Independence Day was good. That was really good.
Mhm.
It took me 3 times of watching it at the theaters before I did stop nitpicking it, but after that, I did love it. I've even got the soundtrack
after you
of that
gave
on
me your money
CD.
3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. That's wild. I didn't even know that. You never told me that before. That's
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. The thing that just got on, I couldn't get past because I predicted the whole. I literally sat there in the theater and I went, "Oh God, if they resolve this with a virus, I'm going to have a fit." And then he goes, "Yeah, we're going to infect them with a virus." And I was like,
Yep. I mean, they had nothing else. They could do nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could not
They couldn't
stop
do
them
nothing with the
aliens, man.
Yep.
Well, let me say this about Blade though too, because Blade was so iconic, and this is I'm gonna bear with myself. I don't really care. Blade was so iconic that I got caught one time at a drill, basically pretending to be Blade. And what I mean by that is, you remember when he runs in after at the very end of the movie, where like he ends up she ends up releasing him from that little casket, and then
Mhm.
he like sucks the blood and all that, and then he grabs his sword and runs down. One time we were doing like riot control training or something like that, and we had those riot control batons or whatever, and I was just playing around with mine or whatever, and I was just walking around outside in the back by the motor pool. Nobody was around, and I like was tossing it around. I literally tossed it around. I caught it, and then I like dropped it behind me and did like the whole. It was almost like a Naruto run too, but it was the run that Blade did, and then like I think it was like one or two people saw me, but they kind of joked at me for like half a second or whatever. But it is what it is. But anyway,
I
yeah,
love
I
that
ended up doing
song.
that.
The song that's
Nostalgia.
playing during that part, "Struck by Lightning," was one of my favorite songs until
Right.
one night I went out to give one of my son's friends a jump, and I had that playing in the car, and there was a lightning storm came up. All of a sudden, that song wasn't so fun for me anymore.
Yeah, it's instantly unpopular
Oh
until the
man.
storm is over. It's
Oh
popular.
man. Yeah, it could definitely be that. That's definitely scary.
And all I hear is dude in the background screaming, "Ah, I got struck by lightning!"
Like, all right, we'll do this again later. We're not jumping the car right now. We're gonna wait. Yeah, but another iconic. I'm looking at the glaive here. I've got I got the glaive. In my collection of nerd items.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted you to get to.
Yeah,
I was like, man, can I get this Blade joint? Man?
Word.
And I was like, no, man.
Yeah. I thought I gave you the triple one though, right? You got the triple one.
You did give me
Yeah,
the triple
yeah.
one.
He got the triple
Yeah.
one. So, but yeah, I got the double with this. I had to keep that. That was yeah. I might have to put it on the wall now too. But either way, I got it sitting on the stand right there.
Word. All right. So with our desert island picks out of the way, all right. Now we want to get to something that might be controversial depending on who's watching or who people's opinions. I actually made a short about this topic, and like I just gave my pick in the short, and like I got so many comments talking about don't do it. You can't recast. I didn't say we would recast. We were like
I know,
remaking
right?
the movie. I just said if we had to
saw that.
recast. But anyway,
I saw
like
that.
people they took that to heart, man. Like, yeah, don't touch this movie.
They were
Like,
coming for
jeez.
you, bro. They were coming for you in
Yeah.
the comments.
So what we are talking about is I gave everybody the option to take one movie and recast it with certain parameters. Like the movie had to be of a certain age. Oh man, what else was it? I don't even remember now, but whatever. It has to be like what, over 20 years old? I said.
Yeah, over 20
Okay.
years old.
So, and everybody who's in the movie, like you can't repeat cast members. Like somebody who's in the original can't be in your new version or whatever. So my pick was Harlem Nights, and I know people are gonna hate it that I'm even talking about recasting this movie. I know, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it out the way. All right. Now, first things first. One thing that I thought about with recasting Harlem Nights is that movie has so many legendary comedians and actors for the time in the movie. And that was 89. So you take like Richard Pryor, who was an absolute legend, right? Back then. I'm like, man, who can even replace him right now? And in my heart, man, I was like, I gotta find like, where can I put Dave Chappelle in this movie or somebody comparable, like who was, I don't know, even Dave Chappelle's still at his peak. I think at that time, Richard Pryor already hit his peak, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm like, man, who could replace uh, Richard Pryor in this movie? I don't know if that's, even possible. So my choice to replace Richard Pryor, who was Sugar Ray, the owner of Sugar Ray's, was Chris Rock. Now, I went with Chris Rock because I was like, okay, legendary comedian, maybe a little past his prime, but he's still a legend. Like he can still, he can still pull a crowd. He's still famous. People know his faces, know his name, right? So I said, okay, Chris Rock. That's one down. And I'm gonna come back to Quick. I'm gonna come back to Quick because that one might have been the hardest one for me. So then I thought about Red Fox's character, Benny, with the thick glasses, right? And I was like, okay, who can play an old man comedian? I was like, okay, Cedric Entertainer. I get that one to him. He could probably play that role because he can play an old guy. He been playing old guys for years. So Phil Cantone, this one was hard for me because he was played by Danny Aiello, and we know Danny Aiello as just a famous character actor. He was always usually played an asshole or some Italian thug or whatever, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going with Vincent D'Onofrio, Kingpin, slash Private Pal from Full Metal Jacket.
That goes hard.
Because I'm like, okay, right, because he's a big guy. He's a big guy. He can play intimidating.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay,
he can transform himself.
He just got to be able to do the whole like sucking air in the vault. Like if he can do that, then he got the job for me. So Bugsy, all right, Bugsy Calhoun. I was like, all right, this was one I couldn't figure out, like to save my life. And I said, for whatever reason, I thought about Tropic Thunder, and I was like, okay, Tom Cruise played Les Grossman in Tropic Thunder. I think he could play this thug Bugsy in like heavy makeup. Like I just feel like just doing that the way he did it in Tropic Thunder would just add like another layer of funny to that role. Because you could have got anybody, but you got Tom Cruise in makeup, bald head, like short, big old stomach or whatever. Like, okay, yeah, that I go with Tom Cruise on that. Vera. So Della Reese, this is an important role to me to get right. And I had to pick two names anyway. So I went with Monique or Lunel. Because I feel like both of them could play that role where they could be soft and cuss you out at the same time. Excellent. Like Della Reese. Because Della Reese for being like, what's the show? Touched by an Angel, whatever it was.
Yeah, Touched by an Angel.
Like, I go further back. I go back to Sanford and Son.
Well, yeah.
I don't even remember her in Sanford and Son. I don't remember her in that.
Well, here's the thing. The first time I ever seen Della Reese, I thought that's how she really was in Harlem Nights.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. Just a mean old woman. That's what
my mom loved Touched by an Angel, so I remember her from Touched by an Angel. But yeah,
well,
there was something else. There was another show she was in. I can't think of.
Yeah, back in the 70s, she was still kind of hiding. So, they kind of ran with that, and she was a popular singer, in black, the black circles back then in the 70s anyway. So, Yeah, that's like her and Red Fox's dynamic was completely different on Sanford and Son as opposed to the way they played her in in Harlem Nights.
Okay.
She was definitely more of the like he was interested in a romantic way in Sanford and Son.
Well, that's all right. I like I said, with finding somebody who could play that soft, motherly, but also like pull out a razor on you. I said, okay, that's Monique or Lunel. I couldn't pick between the two.
Monique.
Annie.
I take Monique.
Monique.
Annie. Sugar Ray's girl. Go ahead, Slim. What you say?
No, I was gonna say like Monique's not even one of my favorite comedians right now. Well, you know what I'm saying. She said a whole bunch of stuff that's like annoyed me lately, but I can't see anybody else right now there. So that was a good pick.
Yeah, maybe some more. You know what I'm saying? But like,
oh yeah,
that I mean, I didn't think of her at the time, but yeah, I don't know that won't be hard to pick. They'd have to audition.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray's girl, was played by Berlinda Tolbert. Her name was Annie. And if you thinking about Harlem Nights, you barely remember her. You know what I'm saying? Like because she's not in that many scenes in the movie.
Nope, she's not.
Yeah, but I grew up with her in the 70s. So
he knew she was.
I mean, I know just based off of when she said, yeah. No, I was gonna say I know her. I remember her just based off of her her seducing Sugar Ray. That's his wife. You know what I'm saying? So I seen it when I was young, so I'm like, am I allowed to see it?
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead. They ain't gonna do nothing. Go ahead.
But I chose Taraji. I chose Taraji P. Henson for that. Not a big role, but like somebody that's age-wise similar to Chris Rock. Now, Stan Shaw, one of our favorite black character actors, played Jack Jenkins, who was basically a parody of Jack Johnson, but he's the boxer who in the movie has the stutter.
I'm going.
Which is just hilarious every time you watch it. Like it's just funny.
I'm gonna knock him out.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
You ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
That movie is hilarious, but yeah, Stan Shaw. I couldn't think of a actor who could play a convincing boxer and also do that stutter. So I just went with a boxer. I just went with Deontay Wilder. I was like, Deontay Wilder's like 6'7", big, intimidating. He would look right in that movie with a fur coat on. And he can box. I mean, he's not the greatest boxer, but still, on the movie, he could probably look like he got some skills. So I went with Deontay Wilder for that. Dominique LaRue, played by Jasmine Guy, who
oh my gosh,
back then we all had some kind of a crush on at some point.
Yeah, we did.
Light-skinned black woman in the 80s, like it was automatic. But I went with Zendaya because I was like, who else could play that like silky role right now that looks even similar to Jasmine Guy? Because I felt like I could have went with like a black woman, like a dark-skinned black woman, but I was like, that's not what you remember from the movie. You know what I mean? Like, is that what Bugsy would have? So I thought like, oh no, he would have like a model type, which that's Zendaya. They had to pay a lot of money for this movie, but Now, this is a controversial pick, y'all. Don't hate me on this one, but I got a reason for this. So Sunshine, played by Layla Rashawn, right? Great looking back in the day, right? We all loved it, and we loved it in Harlem Nights. We loved it for that moment. She was in damn, why can't I think of the movie now? With her feet.
Oh, yeah. She get disqualified just based off that. She had having time in the shoes. Yeah, she had having time in the shoes.
Right,
having time in the shoes.
Layla Rashawn though.
So this is what I'm thinking, right? I said Laverne Cox only because like Laverne Cox is a trans woman, right? I say that because in the movie, what's the dude's name? Benny, not Benny. Richie. Sorry, Richie is he's at the bar and him and his homeboys are there at the bar and he's looking at Sunshine and he's like, and then she's looking back at them and they were like, oh man, she wants you, she wants you. He was like, man, usually I don't like colored girls, but man, she's gorgeous. I just think there will be another layer of funny to this if the woman was a man. And he ended up being in love anyway.
You're right. I was about
You
to
know
say,
what I mean?
yeah, if they legitimately fell in love, that would be awesome.
Right. Like I just thought that would be like just another little twist to that because we know the joke already. We know that like, you know, he leaves his wife and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like throw another little twist in there. Throw another little twist in there. So that's why I went with that.
That would be current. That'd be really current.
Yeah. If they legitimately fell in love, that would be pretty awesome.
Right.
I wouldn't want to play her for a joke, but yeah, like I said, if they legitimately fell in love in that scene, I mean, yeah, during the course of that would be they could add a whole new
layer. Right. I just feel like that would just throw another layer on it.
Mm-hmm.
Richie, the dude that played him is Vic Polizos. I said Pedro Pascal because here's the thing. Pedro Pascal is like one of the most likable people in Hollywood, right? And if he's playing Richie, because Richie in the movie, like he's a henchman, but you actually kind of feel sorry for this dude in the movie. Like he doesn't really do anything bad in the movie, and he just works for Bugsy. So I was like, it's got to be somebody likable. And then like at the same time, it makes that whole situation with Sunshine like even funnier. You know what I mean? So that's why I went with Pedro Pascal. Tommy Smalls, played by Tommy Ford, who I happened to actually met one day at a comedy show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a Kevin Hart. It was Arnaz J, Cat Williams, and Kevin Hart at Norfolk State, and we had front row seats because my wife worked. It was sponsored by Cox Cable. My wife was working at Cox Cable at the time. She got tickets from them, so we sitting right in the front, right directly in front of them, right, and Tommy was sitting to, I want to say my right, and the deacon from Amen, I can't remember the brother's name, the light skinned dude.
Oh man,
I can't remember his name.
You're talking about.
But he had two women with him. Like, all right, whatever. But he was sitting to our left, and Anthony Hardaway was sitting behind us. So I remember this show, and
that's wild.
But Tommy, like when the show was over, like I stood next to him. I was like, damn, I thought this dude was taller. He was only like 5'11". He's gone now, but I'm saying he was only like 5'11". I was like, damn, I could swore like watching this dude on TV, I thought he was like 6'5". Nope. Dude was shorter than me. So anyway, that being said, that's why I chose Kevin Hart. Because I always think about when I met Tommy Ford, how he was shorter than me. So I was like, yeah, Kevin Hart, just to play that small role, get his throat slit or shot, and then for the Arsenio Hall role, which I didn't realize his name in the movie is Crying Man, like it's credited as Crying Man. I put Tony Baker just because I like Tony Baker and his skits on social media. I felt like he could play that role where he's just crying and hollering and just acting a fool after his brother died. So that's my pick, y'all. Like I said, be watching this in the future. Excellent. Don't hate me too much because I'm trying to recast.
You forgot Quick.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was waiting.
Quick.
I was waiting quick.
Okay, man, look. Okay, yeah, this one was tough. Look, I got to talking so much, I forgot. All right, I went with DC Young Fly for Quick, and only because he's somewhat relevant now, right? Because Eddie Murphy was relevant at the time, and I ain't gonna say he's as big as Eddie was at the time, but he's a known entity now, and I felt like if you could give with his Georgia accent, you could give Quick that like a little bit of extra background because you don't learn anything about him in Harlem Nights. You just meet him as a kid, and the kid shoots a snaggletooth dude in the head, and that's it. And then he's an adult. So I'm like, okay, like, well, what if the kid was, an orphan from Georgia or something, like from the South, from like way down south, and now he's in New York or whatever. It just gives him a little more backstory. It kind of explains why Quick doesn't sound like he's from New York, sounds like he's from the South. And I just felt like I don't know, DC Young Fly will be just silly enough an idea to kind of work. I don't know what I think about that.
Man, those are excellent.
Can I say something before I forget this? So it's wild here because when you say DC Young Fly, I would put him in Crying Man's role, and actually for Quick, now people please don't hate me for this. I'm serious. For Quick, I would actually choose Nick Cannon. I mean, because
come on, man.
no, but hear me out now. Hear me out because
yeah, we gotta hear you out on that.
the reason why I would pick Nick Cannon is, now send all his other BS aside and everything he's been talking about lately, right? Nick Cannon can do funny still, but he can do that smooth funny like Quick was in that movie. You know what I'm saying? He's regardless of how you feel about him, he's still a smooth motherfucker. So no matter how you feel, he's still smooth, but he's also funny. So I feel like he could actually be closer to Quick than DC actually was. And DC, from what I've seen of him, even though I know he's mad funny, I know he could do that crying role like Arsenio or better. And it would be funny as hell. And he would probably steal the movie just from that little small part. And I feel
I'd rather see Monique.
I give you that.
Look, I know this much. Nick Cannon does have snappy comebacks based off the show that he used to have. What was it called? Wild 'N Out. He still got that, right?
Yeah.
He got snappy comebacks like Quick did. So there you go.
Now I could see. I
one little point I got in your support, buddy.
I give you DC as the Crying Man. I give you that. That would be pretty funny. But I can't give you Nick Cannon as Quick. Not ever.
See, Steve. At least I gave him 1 point. I gave him 1 point, man.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I don't know. I personally can't see DC like that though. But yeah, I mean it's Quick. Like so, yeah. But for real, Crying Man, he is funny and he has that over the top. The way Arsenio was so over the top in that small moment, even like taking his hat and slapping that dude that was just doing that one pop.
Too funny. Funny. I think that's what made me laugh the hardest in that whole movie. That dude.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when they got out the car and everybody got their guns and you got the dude on the side with the little pop gun.
Yeah.
Like,
put that little shit away.
What you doing with that, man?
What you doing with that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that no more. But I'm with you for basically, pretty much everything else. I'm with you for there. But like the main role, Quick, I couldn't see it. I could not see him in that. So and if there was somebody else I would choose, trust me, I could choose somebody else over Nick Cannon. But right now, I need somebody to be in that role. I would have to have somebody who is, like I said, like could be smooth but funny. And like when they have that smoothness, and I'm not saying DC's not smooth, but I believe that he would shine better in that other role. So somebody else would have to be. I mean, if that's the case, then if you don't want to see that, you can actually put Chris Brown in that role. Chris Brown doesn't have to be all that funny. No, I'm just saying. What I'm just saying though is like still smooth. Look, but okay, no,
I gave you a pass.
Ain't nobody financing that movie, man.
I gave you a pass with Nick Cannon. I even gave you one good point. But Chris Brown.
No. I'm not saying put Chris Brown in the role. I'm just saying that like in that role, you still would need somebody with that with that.
You're trying to send this joint to Tubi, man.
No,
it ain't gonna have no budget.
Yeah, but still, I definitely do.
Anybody financing?
All right, yeah. I'm a hold.
There's too many problematic people.
Because I keep digging my hole deeper. I'm gonna hold that.
Just stop. I see you dig. I said I really want to pull him out, but I don't know, man. He's got to learn his lesson.
Next thing he's gonna be talking about putting the Harry Potter character in that joint, right?
Oh my God,
come on. Nah. Okay. So, senior Chris, what you got?
Oh man, My yeah, my recasting would be for the movie Grease Lightning,
Hmm.
the Richard Pryor one, where
Yeah.
basically the biopic about Wendell Scott. And as far as like the casting, I tried to go with somebody as far as Wendell Scott, somebody other than this particular actor, but there's no denying that they are an excellent actor and that they have the personality to pull up that role. But I would have Michael B. Jordan play the Richard Pryor or play Wendell Scott in
Okay.
that movie.
Okay.
And as far as the Pam Grier character went, I would go with Jamie Lawson from the Dark Knight. I mean, well, not from Dark Knight, from the Batman and from Sinners. And
Oh yeah, yeah, yep, yep. I know you're talking about. Yep.
yeah, and
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. I know exactly. Okay.
yeah, she played because Pam Grier played his girlfriend or the girl he was interested in at first, who became his wife, Mary. And then I would go with as far as like there was a couple of, I didn't go with the entire cast, but like the main characters. I would go with like there was a mechanic who switched sides, who went to his side, who became his friend, who was played by Bo Bridges. And I would cast Wyatt Russell as the updated version of that character,
Okay.
Kurt Russell's son. And
Yeah, I like Wyatt Russell.
Yeah, he's great. And Cleavon Little played this character called Pee Wee, who was his running partner when they were running moonshine and stuff. And basically, for him, at one point I was thinking Daniel Kaluuya, but I really think Sam Richardson would nail that part better. Although I still think Daniel Kaluuya could do it, but I would still go. I think Sam Richardson would probably fit that part just a little bit better. I don't know if you know who Sam Richardson is, but he is hilarious.
I'm about to pull him up right now.
Oh, you'll know him by face.
Yeah, I'm about to take a look.
Oh, that brother. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny that you mentioned Grease Lightning is that it was directed by Michael Schultz. I had to go back and look, but Michael Schultz also directed The Last Dragon and Crush Groove.
Nice.
And Cooley High.
Oh damn! Wow.
Yeah, that brother.
Okay.
That brother was doing it back then, man.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, your choices. I can't be mad at that. Yeah.
Thank
you.
you.
You're right. Yeah, I can't be mad at your choices. I haven't seen Grease Lightning, man, since I was a kid. Yeah, and he was uncredited director on Bustin' Loose too.
Oh man! Oh wow!
Oh, and Car Wash. I forgot he did Car Wash.
Gosh. Yeah, dude was the Ryan Coogler of his time.
Yeah, he was a beast back then. Shoot. Okay, yeah, I can't get mad at that. Now I need to go back and watch Grease Lightning because I love the old Richard Pryor movies. Not Bustin' Loose, but Stir Crazy is my favorite Richard Pryor movie.
Oh
of
man!
All time.
And I actually had thought about that one at one point, but I could not think of a dude to cast for the other dude. To Gene Wilder.
For Gene Wilder, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have to be like Will Ferrell or some, and somebody else. But he's getting a little old, so I don't know. All right, Black. Unless you got any, something else you want to say about seniors picks, but you up?
No, I ain't got. I've never seen Grease Lightning. I will have to check it out.
Same.
So yeah, I don't got too much. Senior, you got me beat. I'm an older guy, but every time it comes to the old stuff, you just got me beat. I be trying to look at this stuff. You still ain't that older than me though. Not that older than me. But look, this was extremely hard. Steve, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I chose two shows. One of them I had to delete, which kind of set me back a little bit. That wasn't the reason why I was late. I was actually that had more to do with the job. Slim and Senior know the story with that crap. But so I was originally gonna do the A-Team.
Oh,
but the A-Team, I was gonna do the show. But the movie, they came out with a movie that's more up to date, and it was a remake. And I said, I really wanted to do 18, but I couldn't do it. So I had to go with something else. And I'm sorry. A lot of these characters I'm about to name, I haven't really watched too many of their, too much of their stuff. But except for maybe about 2 of them, and I'm gonna go into a lot of details with them. But I chose Good Times.
Oh
The show.
wow. Okay. All right.
Okay. So for James Evans, which which is John Amos. We all know John Amos. And
He was everybody's daddy.
He was everybody's daddy. Coming to America, with the daughter. This is America, Jack. I put my foot in your whole ass. So being that he's like rowdy and rough and kind of like a tough guy, I chose Samuel L. Jackson for his role. That's who I'm replacing him.
Okay.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
It's because Samuel L. Jackson just Samuel L. Jackson.
Sometimes you need to say motherfucker. Sometimes you just need to.
He's the loud black guy in every movie. So I chose for Florida Evans, which is played by Esther Roll. I chose Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay.
You might not really agree with that one, but I thought that she's kind of like she's a little knowledgeable and whatnot. As
She
far
can pull
as
it off.
you can pull it off. As far as Winona, I was trying to look for a woman with a little bit of spunk, and I think I chose the wrong one because I don't know. Cicely Tyson has played in some movies where she got a little, she's a little raw or whatnot, but not too many. But she's the first one to come to my mind. I don't think that was a good pick, but I was in a rush because I literally switched today. Today because the 18, I was like, oh my gosh, come on. Melissa Gordon, which is played by Janet Jackson. I chose Rio Downs. I think that's her name.
Wait a minute.
For excuse me, for Bookman, which is played by Johnny Brown. I chose Faison Love.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I chose Faison for that. I chose Faison for him. That's Bookman right there. And for now I'm not naming all of them. I've got about 6 of them, and that's about all I have. But for JJ, which is played by Jimmy Walker, and I actually got this guy for two characters in Good Times. One of them don't move, and one of them is an actual character, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Okay, so Jimmy Walker, JJ, is Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That works.
And he's also at the end of when the credits rolling and you see Good Times.
Yeah.
That's Dave Chappelle too. That's him too.
Yeah.
So
that's him too.
So that's my story right there. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
18 threw me off a little bit because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. And I saw it at the last minute. I was like, wait a minute, there's a movie that came out, and I was like, I gotta scratch it.
They did an animated remake of Good Times.
It was garbage.
But I could not. I haven't watched it, and I most of the time I will watch anything Seth MacFarlane does, but I could not get past the fact that they made that I heard that they made Michael a drug dealer. Which, don't get me wrong, I know some drug dealers whom I've adored over the years, but I'm just like,
but Andy was a baby.
That's against Michael's character.
Drug dealer.
Huh?
He was a baby and a
Good Times and animated.
Man, I'm just like,
it's on Netflix.
That's just so against what Michael.
I can't win.
Yeah, I watched one episode. I never watched it again, and it was co-produced by Seth Curry. I was like, I made a whole video about that like some years ago. Like, Seth Curry, you part of this, man?
Steph
like,
Curry?
Steph
Curry?
Steph Curry. Yeah. Steph Curry?
Steph Curry. I'm sorry. Yeah, Steph Curry. Yeah, Steph Curry.
Okay, Steph Curry.
Yeah, he was a co-producer on it. The basketball player. Like, what are you doing, bro?
I like this.
Yeah,
Shoot
I couldn't
threes,
bring
bro.
myself to watch it.
Shoot the threes, bro.
Yeah,
That's
it,
what you
was-
get.
it
I
was
would have
garbage.
put Taraji in Walona's position.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the
Yeah,
same thing. I was
yeah.
thinking the
Somebody
same
with a
thing.
little bit more
Taraji in that
spunk.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of blew that one, but I was in a hurry, like I said.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah,
who's
I was
also
in there.
alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Cicely Tyson's not alive anymore. You're right.
Yeah. But I mean, if you were recasting it back when it came out, then like all those work.
Yeah,
You know
especially
what
if they
I'm
were
saying?
doing a
I
movie
mean, except for
version.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he was
Yeah,
around
those work.
about the what he started like in the early '90s or late '90s. Yeah,
His
so he
shoot, Dave
probably
is,
would have been.
I want to say he's like what 5 or 6 years older than I am. So maybe he would have been young. He would have played. He would have been Michael's age.
Yeah, most likely. He'd been
Ralph Carter.
really young.
Yeah.
I just couldn't think of nobody else with JJ. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hard one. That's a hard
It's
one.
hard. It's hard trying to recast, man.
Yeah. I just that's why I said, man, it was hard. I had the 18 down pat. I knew exactly who I was gonna go with.
But who was you missing that you didn't want to do it?
Huh?
Who
talking
were
about the
you
18?
missing in the 18? Yeah.
It was remade. It was a movie. So that's what took long.
Oh, yeah. When did that come out? Like
you
2009?
remember the one in 2010?
Yeah,
I
the
think
one
it was
with
2010.
Liam
Okay.
Neeson.
Yeah, the one in 2010.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
and I called that the last.
I would say that would have been a good one.
Yeah. That was the original one that I was going with, and I was like, I gotta choose
Okay.
something that's. And I was like, man, this one's gonna suck a little bit, but I did the best
It's
I
all
could.
good. It's
No,
all
it was
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really good.
Slim, what you got?
All right, so I got one, and I'm a preface this by saying the whole movie is gonna have to get reworked because this was an '80s movie that for its time it had a lot of problematic stuff in it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay, so I chose Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you know, so the movie came out in 1984, and it was very problematic because it was nerds doing nerdy stuff, but they were also, you know, sex hounds. That's the only way I can put it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now there's one person. I'm gonna tell y'all this one person, and I could not cast them. I could not because I can't think of any really young actors in this right now. So I'm gonna say Harold Wormser. He was played by Andrew Cassie or whatever. If y'all can think of anybody young, I can't think of him right now. So I'm gonna leave him on the table right now. And I'm gonna start from the
I gotta
bottom.
look at the cast.
Yeah. So Dean Ulick was played by James Cromwell. He was kind of a pushover until he wasn't at the end. I actually chose Michael Cera, a Superbad fame, in that position.
Yep.
And at first, it was a fight in my mind between Michael Cera and Jesse Eisenberg. It was between those two, and I was like, I think Michael Cera is actually better because he has that little thing where he kind of does sarcasm very subtly, and I think he actually would have played that role pretty well. Lamar Latrell, basically the only black character in the main cast. Was played by Larry B. Scott, and if you remember, he was the gay character, and you know, like I said, the only black character, but he was also gay in that movie. I think he can actually play. Yeah, right. With that,
you bringing back memories now.
Now you remember,
that
right?
dude was too funny, bro.
Yo, but he was dope. He had that rap. He did the rap for them, and he had the when they were doing the games. You know, they actually created a special javelin for him.
That javelin.
I think I
know.
Style.
Hey, I think I know. I hate to ruin this for you, Slim, but I think I know who you got to replace.
Who?
That guy.
Who's that?
The dude off A Low Down Dirty Shame.
No,
that
actually.
was Wayman. Wayman.
Oh,
I don't know his real
name. Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
No, actually.
No, the dude that played as Wayman.
Oh, who's
in
that?
Low Down Dirty Shame.
Low Down Dirty Shame Wayman.
Yeah, with Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah, let me see.
Look up Wayman. Yoo-hoo, Wayman.
I know. I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I remember you talking about.
Corwin Hawkins. Corwin Hawkins.
Yeah,
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. No, I see.
He would have been
I
a
see what you're talking
perfect replacement, bro.
about. Yeah. No. So I actually chose, like I said, so if this is gonna be current, I actually chose Gerard Carmichael.
Mm.
That dude
Okay.
is funny, and I
Yeah,
think
Yeah.
I think he can do the subtle gay character, and he can actually make jokes, where it could be like how people would expect him to be one way. He was like, "Why you think I'm like that because I'm gay?" You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
can see him doing
I
that
can
and
see
making
him
it
doing
funny.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
like I said, they're reworking it. If they rework the movie, I can see them doing that. And then everybody's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, I thought you gay." He's like, "So." That type of deal.
Yeah.
So
Update him and rework the rape scene.
Yeah. Take that out. Take
Yeah,
that out.
take that out
Well, I'm
completely.
saying that's Well, I
Yeah.
was trying to leave that off the tape. I was trying not to mention that because again, I don't know what we could actually say and can't say. So,
Oh, I'm sorry if I
but
shouldn't have said that. But,
that's
please
all
bleep
good.
that out.
Yeah, you're all right.
Takashi
lied.
Toshiro. Toshiro was played by Brian Tochi. Now,
Ooh, yeah, that's another one.
his character was subtle, and I think they can actually play it up and change him up a little bit and put Bowen Yang in that place.
Mm-hmm.
Bowen Yang from SNL. He was also recently in Wicked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he is a funny dude. That dude is funny. If you've ever seen him do any of his SNL skits, if you haven't, look him up. Bowen Yang. He is too funny, especially when he does
No, he
New
is funny.
Ding.
Yeah.
The hippo or whatever he
The
plays.
hippo,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So he's definitely funny. Judy was played by Michelle Merrick. And that is actually the second main character, Gilbert's girlfriend, and she's like a nerdy girl. I actually thought Aman Vellani from Ms. Marvel would be perfect for that character because
Okay.
she's actually pretty nerdy, and actually, like, I'm not just talking about on the show in Ms. Marvel how she's nerdy. No, I'm talking about she's actually nerdy in real life too. If you see her in interviews and
Yeah.
things like that, she's really nerdy and she's actually pretty cool. So I think she would be perfect in that role. And I try to get her to match, someone to actually match up with her, with her character. So I'm gonna get to Gilbert in a little bit. Betty Childs. So the main love interest of the movie, it was a little hard for me until I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, it's actually played by Julie Montgomery in the original, and I chose McKenna Grace from Ghostbusters Afterlife. She actually played.
Okay.
If you've seen her in Afterlife, she plays a nerdy character with glasses and everything like that. However, if you've seen her out, she's actually going to be playing Daphne in Scooby Doo, the Scooby Doo remake that's about to come out. So I forgot what else she was actually in something else recently, and I forgot exactly what the other things that she was in. But I think she's a really good actress, a young actress, and I think she will actually play Betty pretty well for my main character's girlfriend, actually. So, UN Jefferson, and if y'all remember, UN, he's actually the head of the Lambda, and he was the one to the fraternity. He's like the head of the whole fraternity, and he's the one that
Bernie
approved it.
Casey.
Correct, Bernie Casey, and he actually approved them to become a chapter. I think Idris Elba could play him stoic and make it funny. Scream, thank you, Jason. Yes, McKenna Grace was in Scream as well. Yeah, I think Idris Elba, from Luther, Pacific Rim. Who doesn't know Idris Elba? I think he can actually play that because he can be stoic, but he also can be funny.
Yeah.
So, and I think they can actually rework his character to still have some funny roles because Bernie Casey was funny a little bit, but he didn't try to make any jokes, and what I'm saying, his stuff was kind of just like it was like
He was always a straight man.
Yeah,
I'm
you know what I'm
gonna
saying?
get
He
you,
was just
sucker.
straight up. Yeah, I know, right? So Coach Harris was played by John Goodman, and I felt I needed somebody who's current, and I actually had somebody else in the role. I can't remember who I had in the role at first, but I was like, okay, no, I needed to play somebody. So I actually took one of my other characters and I put him in because I actually had him in a different character. I had Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell was originally going to be another character, but I was like, no, Glenn Powell would be better as a football coach, and kind of like that whole dick, that what I'm saying, like he was partially an asshole, you know what I'm saying. So I think Glenn Powell would make that perfect because he's actually funny when he plays those roles like he did in Top Gun Maverick, and then he just recently was in that football movie. I cannot remember what the name of it was. Um, this one was hard for
What's
me,
that
and I
show? It's a show he's on. Glenn
um
Powell. He's on the football. I
yeah,
forgot
I
what it's
think it was for
called,
Apple
but yeah,
TV. Yeah, but
yeah.
this one was hard for me, and I changed them up at least twice. I actually put what I was telling you earlier, Steve. I actually put the Alan Richardson first, that plays
Hmm.
Reacher. I put him in this role for Ogre. It was played by
He's just too
Donald
old.
Gibb. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But see, and
Yeah,
some of these people they're in college age, so
Hey,
that's why I
so
was
are
just
those
like
guys.
move them.
yeah,
But yes,
Yeah,
Alan
so are those
Richardson
guys.
was but he still looks too old to play Ogre, right? So I was like, oh
yeah,
no, he can't
So
play
did
that.
Ogre.
And I forgot who else the
yeah.
second person I put in that role, but I chose Jimmy Tataro. He was actually in 22 Jump Street and Economics recently. I'm still not 100% sold on that guy, but I saw
Yeah,
him. I've seen him in some other roles, and he's actually been really, really funny. So I
yeah,
actually like this character. Liked him in that role for right now. For Stan Gable, the head of the other fraternity and the main villain, um, Ted McGinley was a person I chose. Cameron Gelman from Stargirl. Now, if y'all have never seen Stargirl, he actually plays Our Man, and I forgot what the name of the other character is, but he I haven't seen him since Stargirl, but I seen him in Stargirl, and I was like, oh wow, he's actually a pretty good actor, and I like the way he acted. I like the way he did that. Those in that show. I like the character, the way he
yeah.
played that character. Uh, for Arnold Poindexter, and that's the character that wasn't in my list originally. And I was like, wait, I remember Tiffany Busfield was in this movie. He played Poindexter. Why isn't he on my list? I had to make sure I add him on there. For this character, I actually chose Gaten Matarazzo from Stranger Things. If you
From
remember,
Stranger Things. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the short guy and all that.
yeah,
I chose him as Poindexter, and I,
yeah,
I figured he could be Poindexter without glasses. Like he could still be a good
yeah,
Poindexter just because of the
yeah,
way he played Dustin on Stranger Things. So
Mhm.
yeah.
um, for Dudley Booger Dawson, originally it was Curtis
Curtis
Armstrong.
Armstrong.
Curtis Armstrong. I had to get somebody who I thought could play that role and could be gross but funny gross. I actually chose Pete Davidson from SNL. Pete
Oh man,
Davidson
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
Pete
yeah, I can see
Davidson,
it.
I think he can flip his roles up so much. I've seen him play serious and I've seen him play funny. He does mostly funny, but I think he can actually do it. I think he can actually play
yeah,
Booger and just like I said, you're reworking the movie a little bit to today's standards. I think he can actually do it. Now for the second lead, Gilbert Lowe, it was originally played by Anthony Edwards. I needed somebody who could actually kind of be kind of cool-ish. You know what I'm saying? He can be somewhat cool, but still on the nerdy side. I chose somebody from this TV show called School Spirits. His name is Nick Pugliese, I think. Um, and he's actually a really good character in that TV show. He plays a gay character. He may be gay in real life. I did not research that right now, but I think he can actually play Gilbert Lowe because of how he plays the character on School Spirits. I believe
yeah,
that he can actually play Gilbert very well. Now,
yeah.
finally, Louis Skolnick was not that hard for me, but I originally had the person who played I originally had this person in Gilbert Lowe's position. Originally it was played by Robert Carradine, rest in peace, he just passed away not too long ago. But I put Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things played Mike on there as Louis
Okay,
Skolnick. And I put him as a today's type nerdy character who still has like a little bit of coolness in him, but what I'm saying, it still isn't accepted by his community and everything like that, and peers who are cooler. So I actually thought Finn. I actually had him as Gilbert first, but I was like, nah, he would do better as Lewis because of
yeah,
how he played Mike and everything, and how he seemed like he was a leader. The same way Lewis can actually, he did his call to action in both movies. The way he did his call to action and the way he basically went from a side character to the main character through his arc, his character arc.
yeah,
I actually think Finn could actually pull that off very well. So
yeah, yeah.
that was my choices. And again, like I
I,
said, Howard Wormser, I could not think of any younger kids to actually put in that role, so I kind of left that one on the table.
Okay, yeah, I get that one. Because I don't know any young actors really, other than like they don't like Stranger Things, like some show that's really big. That's the only way I know them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
and
only
I
and,
way.
will
and
say this.
lately, and I don't watch young shows, so lately, everyone who I thought of, I looked them up, and I'm like, dang, they're the same age as these other cats. So,
Yeah,
mm,
one thing I will say about your choice is that like that property is perfect for like a complete flip, almost like 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street,
right.
because
Hmm.
like Revenge of the Nerds, like if you did it now, like the nerds would be the popular ones.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, like you, of course, the
Mhm.
jocks are the jocks, but like the popular kids would be the nerds, especially out in California or whatever, because of like
Hmm.
Silicon Valley. Like they're the ones that's gonna make all the money,
Hmm.
right?
Mhm.
And like to me, it would just be funny if like they were the ones getting all the girls, you know, and but like they were the nerds and like the jocks or whoever tried to get revenge on them or something. And
Hmm.
like even when you say like Alan Richardson playing Ogre, that might actually work in a movie like this because you'd be like, oh yeah, he got cut from the NFL team. He went back down to college and he's playing for this school or whatever. Like you could make some stupid joke about that, the fact that
Hmm.
he looks older, and that would be like a joke in it itself. Just like in 21 Jump Street, they're like, we're all like 30 years old, in high school.
Yeah.
We look like we're supposed to be high school kids. So I actually think that would work as like if it was remade. Just don't make it the way that it was. Like flip it all the way around and make the
Hmm.
nerds like they're still the main characters, but like you almost feel bad for like the supposed popular kids and jocks because
Yeah.
like they just aren't going to have the life that the nerds are going to have. You know what I'm saying? Like you flip it around like that.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Mm.
So,
It could even be about them trying to help the jocks out.
Right. Right. Yeah. They give them some using physics to win football games or some shit. Who knows?
Yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Revenge
Right.
of the
But
Nerds is a classic.
That was such a
it
classic,
is.
man.
It is. And
Mhm.
and that scene, that sexual assault scene, I what's crazy is like I was an adult before I realized like what happened. Like I never paid that much attention to it when I was young. I watched
Right.
that movie all the
It
time, but I
it never
honestly just
And
never.
yeah.
It was nothing.
It
and
never felt
so
And then
right
as
to
an
me.
adult, I'm like, yo, that was like a
it
Yeah.
rape
was
scene.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you know what I'm saying? And again, I didn't and I was an adult when I realized I was like total SA. But here's the funniest part about it. This is wild, is the fact that the statement that he made afterwards, and she was just like, are all nerds like you? He was like,
Yeah.
all jocks think about is sports, all nerds thinks about is women, you know. And
Mhm.
I cleaned it up a little bit, but basically, you know, I that was like a mantra for the most part, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? and
Yeah,
it's pretty hilarious because, well, hilarious in a funny way, because you know what I'm saying, like that is like how it was. But now again, like that one scene is so
yeah,
problematic, you got to completely take that out. And
Yeah.
you can't
yeah. You
even,
couldn't
like,
approach a scene like that anymore.
Yeah.
you cannot, you like even like maybe even like 15 years ago you could have. Now you can't,
Yeah,
just because of the culture, and
Mhm.
everything's
yeah.
changed, so that's why. But then
It's a
again too,
awareness. Just people just aware of what they've seen.
right, but then again
Right.
too,
Yeah.
like I said, like as far as it goes with the jokes about Lamar, you know,
Hmm.
nowadays you could still make those kind of jokes, but you would I would think it would hit harder and be better to actually change it up to where everybody's making jokes about the stereotype, and then he's coming back with like, no, that's a stereotype, man. I'm a regular dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I just like dudes. You know, if they was doing it
Yeah.
that way, that would
Or
be
everybody
more.
that would have been like clowning or laughing at him and
Hmm.
back then, they're
Right.
like in support of him now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
somebody
You know
tries
what
to
I'm
say
saying?
something, everybody looks at them like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, why would you
I
say
mean,
that? You
like
know what
like they
I'm
did in 21 Jump Street. That's basically like, like, because when he knocked that one dude out, and then he was like, yeah, he's like, oh, you gay, whatever. They was like, so that's a hate crime. You hit him because he's gay. You know what I'm saying?
It was
But
it was like when I was in high school. We actually had I went to a pretty liberal minded for the most part. There was sections, but high school, and it was like even like our friends who we knew were gay. Although a couple of them, they got treated slightly different because one of them was, I think, a little bit more accepted and a little bit more than one of the other. But even then, though, they still they they actually were in on a lot of the jokes, but the jokes weren't mean. When it came to them, it was like I won't go into into details about it, but they weren't mean jokes for the most part. As
Yeah.
far as like especially like when they were there, so it was enough where they were comfortable with the jokes. So it
Right.
was the dynamic.
Yeah.
It can be done. With
Yeah,
in ways that aren't offensive.
I only brought up Wayman from A Low Down Dirty Shame because he was one of the funnier characters in that movie.
In that
Because
movie,
because when Jada Pinkett, Ken Ivory Wayman stays over the night, because he just got beat up or whatnot.
Mhm.
And he said, "You don't mind if I sleep in your homegirl's room, right?" And she's like, "No, you go ahead." So he slept in the room, and his Wayman with a wig on. And he's like, "Yeah, girl, I hope you don't mind me crashing up in here." He's like, "Oh no, I don't." He jumped up. He's like, he's like, "This is my room you crashed in." Wayman was like, "This is my room you crashed in last night."
Word.
I haven't seen that in years either. I gotta watch that one again.
Same.
It's
And
too funny.
and it's
Too
funny because
funny.
back what I was telling you about when I had misthought about the whole Desert Island movie, I was just talking about movies on desert islands, and I was like, oh wow, well I'm already thinking about the Resident Nerds 2. I love that movie.
Right.
They were on the island. They got stuck on the island there.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the
but
right
but that was Nerds. I had to call that one because I knew that like most people haven't even thought about that movie in years, but that movie has just even recently been on my mind.
Yeah. The other movie that I had in mind for this, like, because Harlem Nights is the one I chose because me and my wife had a conversation about it at the airport. We were just sitting, sitting at the airport. We just started talking about it, right? But the other movie I had in mind was Police Academy 2. Police Academy 2 in particular, because that's like my favorite one.
that is my favorite one.
Yes.
Right.
Part 2.
I feel like that's one of those movies that I still need to talk about on my channel. Actually, I've been meaning to do it for a while, but yeah, I feel like that's a movie that if you recast it, like you can get some interesting characters into that movie, and it'll be pretty good. You could basically make the same movie again. I mean, pretty
you won't
much.
find
Think
You
about
won't
find
adding
nobody-
stuff for today though. Today's stuff that would be wild. Like just even with
I mean, you can incorporate a lot of
you won't find
What were you saying,
nobody
Black?
that replace. Yeah, you won't find nobody that replace Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh no,
You ain't gonna
Yeah.
find nobody to replace him.
Nah, you
I'm
ain't gonna
sorry,
find
bro.
anybody to
He's
replace
too
Michael
funny.
Winslow.
I was
Michael
gonna say,
Winslow was
keep 'em-
perfect.
keep
Just-
'em-
oh
keep 'em
man.
in it. Keep them in it. Make them the senior officers now. Bringing in new recruits.
That one they definitely need to do something like that though. That was the next one.
That would be
they're
all
both
right.
still
That would be
around,
all
so hey, bring them in, bring them on in.
I
Like,
know Steve
Larry,
Gutenberg would
kept
do it.
playing
Steve Gutenberg would definitely do it because he's doing Lava Lancha movies now. Yo, like,
Sci-fi
for real?
joints,
Yeah, he's doing
Yeah.
Lava Lantula. I'm like, what? And then they had the cross with the Sharknado, and that was crazy. By the way, I love Sharknado movies. You can't do better than that. I love Shark. I mean, you can.
Ridiculous.
I saw that. I was like, okay.
No, that movie was exactly what it was. That movie was just ridiculous.
It made no sense. But it was
That
funny.
dude jumped into a shark hurricane with a chainsaw. That movie is exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Well, I know
love
a
those
Police
movies.
Academy 2. A Police Academy 2. When they walk in when they walk in the grocery store and they just Sweet Chuck, man. They just kept messing with Sweet Chuck.
Oh man, Sweet Chuck caught it. But you know what though? That's another one where they're gonna have to take some jokes out. The way,
I mean,
oh man, with Callahan, yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
they have
Callahan,
to
yep.
change a few
Yeah.
things. But anyway, look. First of all, y'all have some great choices here. Y'all have some great choices. I feel like at some point, one of these movies that we're talking about is going to get remade, whether we wanted to or not. So who knows? It could be 20 years from now. If they decide to do Harlem Nights or something, or whatever. But just I think like the thought experiment on it. Like there's so many old movies that you could change up and recast now that would be like crazy interesting. that no one's talking about. And cause some people are like, as soon as you say remake, people are like, oh man, stop remaking old shit. But sometimes there's movies that kind of deserve it, like they were great when they came out, but if they had been done with a little more care, a little more money, like they could have been really, really good. One that always comes to mind is, for me, my favorite Halloween movie is Halloween 3: Season of the Witch, right? It ain't the first one, Halloween. It ain't none of the Michael Myers ones, right? 3 is my favorite. I watch it every year.
Steve,
every year, right?
How is it that's your favorite too? I'm trying to figure
Bro,
it out because that's my favorite.
That's one of my
Season
favorite
Witch is
movies.
my
That's one of my favorite movies, period.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, out the Halloween series, that is my favorite. And it had nothing to do with Michael Myers.
None. And it was supposed to be an anthology series, which is why that movie was made the way it was. I feel like that's a movie that deserves a reboot as an anthology series. Like, get rid of the Michael Myers Halloween movies and just start like a Halloween anthology series and remake Season of the Witch first. Even if you take the whole story of Season of the Witch and cut it down to like half the movie, and then make the second half of the movie the part of Season of the Witch that we never got to see, which is what happened after Halloween night.
I got a question.
And then do like anthology series after that. Yeah.
So what do you think about, instead of a movie, it being an actual streaming service series? Series on a streaming service.
Yeah, I'm good with that too. I'm good with that too. Yeah,
because that you talking about that just reminded me of American Horror Stories. You know,
remember they kind of did that with Friday the 13th, where they had the Friday the 13th series that was serialized.
Yep. So yeah, I think that like there are certain properties that didn't get the love they should have back then, and they didn't get the money and attention, and they actually do deserve some kind of a like reboot or remake. So that's something I want to think about a little more. I'll probably do some stuff on my channel about that. Before, I don't want to hold y'all up all night, but I got something I want to ask y'all, because I get this comment a lot for a video that I did about that non-existent Sinbad genie movie. All right. So here's the thing. My daughter swears up and down that movie is real. I'm like, no, it's not. And I get crazy comments. Still, I did that video like 2 years ago. I still get comments about it. And they're like, it's real. I seen it. I got it. I got the VHS in my closet. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Like, in the video I made, I put footage from it was like a 2017 video that Sinbad made with his comedy troupe. And it was them remaking the movie that he never made. Right? So it's like him as a genie and with these kids in his attic and whatnot. It's only like 10 minutes long, 17 minutes long, I can't remember. But there are people who comment on my video linking that video like that was the real movie. I'm like, bro, I put that in my video. I put that in my video saying that this was an April Fool's joke. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know, have y'all heard of this movie? Shazam. It's called Shazam, supposedly.
Yeah.
And is it real?
You ain't talking about the one with Shaq, is you?
No, that's Kazam. That's Kazam.
Oh, that's Kazam. My bad.
Yeah, so there's a whole, I forgot to mention, there's a whole Mandela effect story behind this movie. There's a whole group of people that say it's real, and a whole group of people say it never existed. Sinbad himself said he never made that shit, and that movie's not real.
Are they confusing that with Kazam, with the Shaq movie?
Yeah, and a lot of people have, because the time that they think it came out is the same time that Kazam came out. But then there's people like, no, I know Kazam. I've seen Kazam. I'm talking about Shazam with Sinbad. All right, that shit don't exist.
So I have a major theory about this, and I've talked to Chris about this. I can't remember if I've talked to Black, and I talked to other people about this. And it sounds wackadoo, almost like that whole Charlie Day with the whole board going like this.
Yeah.
All right. The Mandela effect. The Mandela effect has been around since 2009. I had to just pull this up to look it up, right? Mandela effect has been around since 2009. In 2009 is when a lot of us say, oh, I thought this happened and this was happening. This was happening. You know what I'm saying? Berenstain Bears, Shazam. There was a couple of other
Fruit of the
things,
Loom logo.
Fruit of the
With
Loom
Fruit of the Loom
logo.
Did it have a cornucopia and all that?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and then Mandela, everybody thought that he passed away or whatever, all that. The Hadron Collider was turned on in 2008. If you know what that is, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, CERN at CERN in Europe. Yeah,
Yeah,
the Large Hadron Particle Accelerator.
Right. And I remember this. The reason why I say I know I talked to Chris about this is because he's the one who originally told me about that, and then we were joking about how it could mess up time, space, reality, and all that.
Yeah,
I have a theory that it actually did. I have a theory because again, that was turned on in 08. Come 09, everybody's like, yo, what the hell is going on? Why is everything I remember not real anymore? Just
Right.
like now people are starting to realize like weird stuff, and that's why people are like, oh, we're living in a simulation. I don't know if you've seen all that stuff around. People are like, we're living in a simulation because, like they say, why is it that a car that you're in, you can touch from one side to the other in a door, can fit in the same lane as a bus where you're sitting on one side of the bus, but you can't touch the other side of the bus?
Oh, that's just math. That's just math to me.
I mean, it is math. It is math, but still, like, why does that math make sense though? You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
but people are actually starting to like come up with that stuff, and people are like, oh, we're living in the Matrix and all this stuff like that. And again, like I said, it's craziness. It's a crazy
That is
thought.
weird. I never thought about that.
but
I'm like, you're literally right. And on a school bus, you are sitting across from somebody else. You can't reach it. Well, I don't want to hit. I don't want to hit this stuff no more, man.
It's going.
All I know is me and my wife ride the bus all the time here in Ecuador. We were just on the bus today, and I don't know, the math works out because like how wide the lane is and how wide the bus is versus a car. But like what tripped us out is when we found out that Stouffer's didn't make stovetop stuffing. Yeah, stovetop stuffing.
Who makes it?
I don't remember.
It was like Kraft or something. I think it was Kraft or something. But like we kept thinking it was Stouffer's, and we're like, no, they never made stovetop stuffing. There's a bunch of shit like that out there. Y'all have to look up those Mandela effects on Google. They're crazy.
But again,
my wife tripped out about that.
I really think that they're possibly, because at first, before it started being a big thing, in my mind, I partially remembered that Sinbad movie, but I was just like, wait, when would I have seen it? And I don't remember ever like seeing it after a while, and it's like almost like it's fading from my memory. So again, I really think that whatever happened, they really jacked up reality, and it's a far-fetched, but who knows? With all the different things, there's so much unknowns in this world. Who knows what could have been done because we're in the name of science, what could have been messed up with reality.
Yeah. All I know is that Sinbad movie ain't real. I'll fight.
I believe you because I only seen Sinbad in what wasn't he in a different world?
Yeah,
different world.
He did a lot of stuff. He did a lot in the 90s.
Walter.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen him play as no genie.
Yeah. Now there was like an award show or something that he appeared in. And he was dressed like he wasn't even dressed as a genie, but it looked like a genie. But and people say like you get. Right, people like, oh, they getting that confused with this, and like, all right, whatever y'all say, man, that joint ain't real.
I think he wore an outfit similar to that in Little Walter. When he played Little Walter, it was a suit, but it was like a pants, like a puffy pantsuit.
The Tony video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't say that it was that I don't know, what was it, who played the genie in Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Larry Fishburne.
I don't know.
Yeah, Larry Fishburne.
Yeah, I'm surprised they ain't be like, y'all don't remember that Larry Fishburne genie movie? Like, no, Larry Fishburne was Cowboy Curtis.
Right? He was Cowboy Curtis.
He was Cowboy Curtis.
Yeah, he was Cowboy Curtis.
Yeah. The genie was somebody else. I forgot who the genie was.
But I'm just saying, like, people will mix up 4 or 5 different characters and then make their own movie because they had a dream one day about something. Now all of a sudden it's a solid memory. I know it's not. That movie ain't real. You ain't got the VHS.
Okay, because I was about to say, just my memories just ran together.
Yeah, now that one I understand because like, Cowboy Curtis was that was Larry Fishburne, and he wasn't he the mailman too?
No, he was He was a mailman, I think, on something else. Or no, he might have actually been. Yeah, I think he did have a. Oh man, hold on. Let me look it up.
Yeah, now we getting old. Now we
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It
Can't
looks
escape all
like
the
no.
time.
It was a
It
lady.
was-
It was a lady. She, Reba the mail lady. That's who it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was. He was. He was
Well,
always Kelly recruiters.
I just want to get y'all's opinion about that. And just real quick, if y'all got a minute, I just want to ask: do you have first of all, did you watch the Rockstar thing today on Netflix for Grand Theft Auto?
Not yet. I see it, and it comes up every time I turn on Netflix,
Bro,
but I haven't
I
watched
haven't
it
that
yet.
shit is hard. It's like, I want to play it even more now.
No, man.
I might have to watch it.
I want to play it, but
No
I
disc,
don't really want to watch any footage.
No
from
disc,
it.
no disc, no. Bye.
Oh, okay.
joking.
Look. All right, let me say something about that real quick, Black. Real quick. All right, this is my opinion about the disc thing. First of all, I ain't bought a disc since Gran Turismo 7. So that was 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I don't live in the U.S., so buying disc is out of the question for me anyway. Because if I buy a disc here, the discs are $90,
Woo.
like off rip. All right,
No.
a PlayStation is always $900. So
Yeah. So
I'm
is the
only getting
Xbox
digital,
now.
right?
Oh yeah.
I'm only getting digital games anyway. And if there's one thing I hate is taking a disc out and putting another one in. All right. So as far as Grand Theft Auto, if now Sony said they're not printing discs, they never said they're not going to make game boxes. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that would be up to Rockstar to make the game boxes. Make the game box, put a code in it, because we already know that the game won't fit on a disc anyway. Like the Blu-ray is like what, 50 or 60 gigs or whatever. All these games are 140 gigs. Freaking NBA 2K is like 140. I ain't playing it, but Baldur's Gate 140 some gigs plus updates.
Yeah.
So
No. I only,
the game's not fitting
to
on
be
it
honest
anyway.
with you, Steve. Not to cut you off, but to be honest with you, I only brought it up to rile up some viewers that might. I'm just trying to get more viewers in here. That's gonna
getting the raging. The raging bull's trying to bring the rage.
Yeah. I'm rage baiting a little bit.
Yeah,
because I don't know.
I got a whole.
I'm a PC gamer, so
yeah. You playing on downloads anyway. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody on PC buying no disc. Right.
I know.
So I think the whole disc thing is blown out of proportion, man. Like, bro, if you want to collect, okay, that's one thing. But for the gamer, I don't want to switch discs every time I want to play some shit. You out your goddamn mind. I don't want to do that.
Right. I
played the
it's
game
more
other
about,
night.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no. I think it's more about real quick, because my laptop is literally on power saver. So if I blank out, I ain't hanging up on you. But
I got you.
It's more about for those who have a big library, and people are already pissed off a little bit about PlayStation, or I guess maybe Xbox too. They have a better backwards compatibility type thing they got going on, but people are like, man, I guess if you're gonna buy a game digitally and you will get rid of disc, it shouldn't have the same cost. You're not making disc anymore.
Yeah.
You're not shipping disc anymore. So why am I paying a higher price? That's what a lot of people got a problem with. I kind of understood it from that perspective.
Because that was the idea at first.
Like
yeah. That was the idea at first, and they tried to say that they were gonna sell that the digital copies were gonna cost less, but eventually they realized they could that was always going to be the thing, that they were going to boost the prices up. I mean, because remember when Madden first came out, the idea, especially like when around about the time the Dreamcast and them came out, and one of the reasons it didn't end up on there, but the intention was at first that they were just going to release the game, and then they were going to do maybe paid updates each year. And then they realized that people were willing to buy and the whole new season for $50 and $60 a pop, and that went right out the window. So it was like we kind of gave them that. Yeah, we gave them that one to mess us over with. So.
Yeah, I think that like one thing that maybe a lot of people don't realize is that like the U.S. is like a bubble, right? So people think that everything works the way like it does in the U.S. But if you live down in South America, like down here in South America, I live in Ecuador, like you're in Brazil, Colombia, whatever. like games cost way more. So it's like it's actually cheaper for them to go discless here. Like,
Yeah.
because people love gaming down here.
Mm.
And like if it's $60 or $70 on PSN, like that's what it is. Like PSN, well, we use US dollar here in Ecuador anyway, but it's $60. Like if I go to the store, that shit $90. You know what I mean? So they're actually doing me a favor.
In a few
Right.
days,
Because you don't do used games here.
they're supposed to start Xbox's new program where you're supposed to be able to take your old discs
I was
and they
gonna
will be
mention
linked
that.
to your account and you should be able to play
Yep.
that.
I was gonna
That's
mention
now
that.
kind that's
Yeah.
kind of how I think they should,
And
how they should
that's
do
catching
it.
fire.
Yeah. And if you take
That's
that
catching
disc and
fire.
give it to somebody else, they can
Mm.
still use the disc. It's going to be linked to their account. But as soon as you take that disc back, because of the the unique identifiers on the disc, you put it back in, it's relinked to your account. So that's the way I think they ought to do it.
Sony does need to fix that. I lost my account the year before the PS5 came out. I lost my account. It got hacked or whatever. I had to make a whole new account. So I lost all those games, everything I downloaded, everything was gone. And they got to fix that. They got to fix it. I'm not buying no disc games anyway, but fix the whole, like, if you lose your account, you lose everything.
Yeah.
I still like having the
think that's
option,
what a lot
but
of people
I
like.
get it though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that right there made me go to PC. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you heard the story, Steve, but that what made me go to PC because I had a Series X, and I was happy with my Series X. But I'm no longer locked by frame rates anymore, so I'm good.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm gonna get a gaming PC, gaming laptop pretty soon. So, but anyway, I just wondered what y'all, if y'all seen the Grand Theft Auto. If you haven't, check it out because that
I'm gonna check it out.
Tough.
I'm checking it out. Might check it out as soon as I get off here.
So anyway, y'all, look, I done had y'all for 2 hours, man. For anybody who's watching along, if you're watching this in the future, I split some of these videos up to make it more digestible. But anyway, man, I really want to thank y'all. I told my wife I'm paying bills podcast. It's really good to talk to some like-minded brothers. I don't get to do that as often, especially down here in Ecuador. A lot of people don't speak English, so I can't have these conversations anyway. But I really appreciate it, man. Y'all are welcome. If y'all got an idea, you want to do something with me, man, I'm all for it. You're welcome on my channel. If you want to talk one-on-one about a movie, whatever, 3-on-1, however you want to do it, we can handle it. Anything we talked about here, man, if y'all get some brainstorm later, shoot me an email and we can make it happen. And I'll be glad to be back on y'all's show. I was on, was it a couple months ago? I was on your show?
Yeah, it was like I want to say it was like in May. It was May or June.
Yeah.
I think it was closer to. It was between May and June, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and Black, you wasn't there. That's right.
Because I'm thinking back and I'm like, I don't remember Steve, but he might have been. He might have showed up. With,
you couldn't make that one.
Slim. No, I couldn't make that one because I think that I had to. Did I have to upgrade?
Yeah, I think it was right before you upgraded.
Yeah.
That was right before you upgraded. So somewhere around there.
So
matter of fact, I think that was like the last one right before he did.
If y'all real quick, give a quick little outro, man, and we'll let y'all go. All right. We can start with Chris.
I was gonna say, go ahead, Chris.
Thank you for having us and for children and letting us hang out with you, man. This was fun. Man, I thoroughly enjoyed the first time we hooked up and whatnot, and man, I've really enjoyed some of your your videos, especially, man, some of the ones that are throwback and talking about like the facts and stuff like with good times and all that, man. I was having a good time looking at those. So, man, just overall, thank you so much for having us, and man, just love your stuff and love what you do, and keep on keeping it on, man.
Thank you.
Black, just in case before you go out, go ahead, Black. You do yours next.
Oh, you want me to do mine?
Yeah.
No, real quick, we appreciate y'all listening. My laptop is about to die, so I'll be quick. Appreciate y'all listening. Steve, appreciate the invite. Definitely go join your subscribe to yours, Steve MGT, and we'll keep on making content. I look forward to. I missed the first one, but I'm gonna be a part of the next one. That's for sure.
And I'm gonna catch you. We're gonna talk about From. I got some words. I got some words to talk about. I got some words From, but we're gonna talk about that. I'll get with you.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, Steve, again, I want to reiterate, thanks for having us on. Can't wait to do another one. Definitely you need to see Jay and Silent Bob so we can talk about that one. Everybody who's watching, everybody who joined from our stream, everybody from Steve's stream, we much appreciate y'all watching. If
Thank
you
you
want
so
to follow
much.
us, you can actually find us on most services, like Instagram, Facebook. Facebook, I told my wife I'm paying bills. Instagram, and most other stuff, including our YouTube at Told My Wife Podcast. And TikTok, we got a TikTok account. If you follow Twitter or X, we're actually on Twitter. It's Told My Wife Pod at Told My Wife Pod. So you can find us on most of those streaming services, social media services. And I actually have my own TikTok account at SlimTours78. So yeah, again, man, we do the same content, nerdy content. We're definitely having Steve back because there's a whole bunch of different stuff we got to talk about too. So, but much appreciated, Steve. This was fun. Can't wait to do it. We're gonna be on another live. Matter of fact, he's gonna be on one of our lives too.
Yep.
No doubt.
So once again, y'all, thanks. And like I said, tune in the future. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, share it. You check my other channels, Living, Loving Abroad. Me and my wife living abroad, traveling. And I even have another one called Schools Don't Teach This. It's a little educational channel. So check those out when you're bored, when you're sitting on the toilet driving a deuce. Go ahead and check out a few of those videos.
That's a good topic. Schools don't teach this, but man, you know how much I got to say about that.
There you go.
But anyway, y'all, thanks again. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all soon. Peace.